This is KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and Tim Hankewich is in today from Orchestra Iowa to talk about upcoming concerts. A couple of big events coming up in the next couple of weeks, in fact. Starting off with this weekend's Bernadette Peters
Oh, the great Bernadette
show.
Peters is coming to town. That's going to be absolutely amazing. She's, I remember, I'm dating myself. I first saw her on the Carol Burnett show.
Okay.
On her debut.
Really?
Right, and then she was at that time the next up and coming superstar of Broadway. Now she's the grande dame of Broadway. I mean, she literally has championed all the great Stephen Sondheim musicals.
Oh yeah,
and also was made famous. Gypsy Rose. That's not Stephen Sondheim, but she has been around for a long time and is probably arguably the most famous living Broadway performer.
Yeah. I saw her. I was talking about Sondheim. I saw her on some YouTube videos of Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
With Mandy Patinkin.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, so she can do it all.
Well, let me tell you why she's coming. It's going to be a great concert. She's bringing her own rhythm section, and then they'll be augmented with about 10 musicians from Orchestra Iowa. But as a nonprofit yourself, every organization needs fundraising, and this is a particular concert that's designed to raise funds for the symphony. So we can continue to do great works like offer programs like Bruce Moore at a reduced ticket price, or do a lot of our educational outreach. So all the proceeds for this concert actually goes to our educational outreach. So this isn't just a concert; it's an opportunity for people to invest in the orchestra to help us continue doing our great work.
Get entertained and support at the same time.
Not a bad combination.
And of course, it's pledge drive season here at KCCK,
Absolutely.
so we're all about fundraising messages.
Well, absolutely, because the arts, there is a reason why people need philanthropic support from the community, because just commercial support and ticket support does not sustain an arts organization like KCCK, or in this case, the orchestra.
Right. Yeah. The bottom line is, if there's a reason why it's a nonprofit. If people could make money doing it, then everybody would
be doing it. Yeah. Yes, exactly right. Yeah.
There'd be 4 symphonies in Cedar Rapids.
That's exactly right. But let's not overlook the great work that KCCK does and other nonprofits. It's also what makes our community worth living. We do our part to make this area a great place to live.
And we get together and do stuff, because this Friday is another First Friday.
A partnership between Orchestra Iowa and KCCK to come down and listen to some great music between the hours of 5 and 7, the first hour of which is broadcast live on this radio station. And it's so much fun because it's great to have a little bit of a cocktail, unwind after a hard week's work, and listen to some great music.
And Tim knows that from experience, because I often see you at First Friday with a cocktail in your hand. And after about 4, he gets very entertaining. So
live music making is important, and it is sometimes that I feel is sometimes being threatened in modern day culture. But there is no substitute for living human beings making great music.
Yep, real keys, real strings, real people.
Yeah,
we're all about that at both our places.
Absolutely.
So so come. It's Eric Thompson and his Happy Time Music Hour.
Yep.
Which is a great ensemble. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's Friday. And then Bernadette is Saturday.
That's going to be amazing.
And okay, so you have the charts. I know you don't want to give any spoilers, but what do you think might be particularly fun about this concert?
Oh, about Bernadette?
Yes, Bernadette, yeah.
Well, she is going to be she's going to be reprising some of the roles that really made her famous, most notably Gypsy. I know that's going to be on there. And again, because she's been such a champion of Stephen Sondheim, all the great tunes from Saturday in the Park, and Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, Comedy Tonight, all this great stuff is going to be out there. Beyond that, I cannot say, because a lot of the stuff, she comes in with a whole stack of music, and a lot of the time she performs.
She says here, this, and this.
Yeah, she performs what moves her, so you get that great program that says, musical selections to be announced from the stage. Which really is great, watching my musicians absolutely scramble through the book, which is, it's good for them. Yeah.
Tim likes to put his musicians in kind of challenging spots.
What are we if not flexible?
So, and we should say there are still tickets available.
There are.
So you guys have been talking this up for months, but there are still some seats available. And if you all of a sudden your schedule has cleared and you can go, there's no reason to say, well, it's too late.
Right. As a matter of fact, go online, orchestraiowa.org, click the Bernadette Peters icon, and you'll get all the information that you could possibly want. Not only in the auditorium, but also information about pre and post concert receptions and activities.
Some fun stuff going on. Okay, so that's this week. Then week after next, it'll be time for another Masterworks concert already.
Yeah. And now finally, it's so funny when people look at Orchestra Iowa. We've been working now since Bruce Moore.
Right. So it's the very first week of September.
First week of September. Now, coming up to October 17th is really what we start doing that is recognizable as a symphony orchestra. This will be our first Masterworks
beginning
concert.
of the season.
Yeah.
You've been working for 4 months, but this week the season starts.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of great music. 3 composers, each of which are defined their national styles. Elgar from England, Ravel from France, Sibelius from Finland. The Ravel is really interesting, especially for your listening audience, because in the 1920s there were 3 areas in the world that were the centers of jazz at the time. The Mississippi Valley, New Orleans, all the way up to Davenport, even with Bix Beiderbecke, New York, and Paris. And people like Gershwin, who defined the jazz music of its day in New York, hung out with Ravel. In fact, Ravel taught him orchestration. And a lot of
So does that mean then that Ravel had there were some influences there? I don't want to wander too off in the tall grass.
No, you are.
Was this for Rhapsody in Blue, for example?
You are right on target.
Oh,
as a matter of fact, there is cross-pollination going on, and when you're listening to the Ravel piano concerto, you go, "Oh my goodness, does that really sound like Gershwin?" And yes, it does, and for good reason.
Oh.
The two were experimenting with bluesy kind of harmonies and orchestration techniques, and so as a result, there is a jazz connection to the Ravel piano concerto that we'll be performing. The artist that we have coming, her name is Anna Polonsky, a wonderful artist who has been playing at Lincoln Center recently. She is the husband of another pianist named Orion Weiss, who was born and raised in Iowa City, who is also a leading national pianist. And we had him
nice
2 years
Iowa
ago.
connection there.
Absolutely. And so I'm really excited about that. The other connection, the Sibelius connection, I'm always a Sibelius fan just because it's great brass writing and really wonderfully sloppy, ooey-gooey, romantic melodies. But there is a reason why people in this area, specifically Cedar Rapids, should care about the music of Sibelius. He is Thomas Jefferson and Beethoven all wrapped up into one person. He is one of the most instrumental figures in Finnish culture that won their independence from Russia. He is a big deal. He's not just a composer. He is part of their political fabric. Now, just down the road in the Masonic Library in Cedar Rapids, we have a copy of their national anthem, Finlandia, in the handwriting of Sibelius. This is a Finnish national treasure that, for some reason, is in Cedar Rapids. And so there's always, in my view, always been this connection between the music of Sibelius and Cedar Rapids. And so any freedom-loving person who loves just great romantic melodies is going to love this concert, and that's why it's so important.
And that is the weekend of the 17th, right? So one in Cedar Rapids, and we'll be in Iowa City,
and
too?
And reprise in Iowa City on the next day on the 18th. Yeah.
Okay, super. And again, tickets for everything that we've talked about.
Oh, my goodness. You can talk to a real human being if you call 1-800-369-TUNE, T-U-N-E, or you go online to the interweb. I'm probably joking.
It's a series of tubes.
A series of tubes. Go on to orchestraiowa.org, and it's an easy website to navigate.
Okay, excellent. Well, a busy month. Like
busy month.
You've been working hard for weeks, and now things are finally getting started. I'm glad to see you're finally starting your season.
Even people like me have to work every once in a while.
Well, come back in another few weeks, and we'll talk more of the season as it progresses.
Sounds great.
Tim Hankewich from Orchestra Iowa. Again, orchestraiowa.org.